Hey guys, Luke Clausen here. You know, one question I get a lot is the right rod used for different techniques, and I use different ones for the same technique in some places depending on where we are, but I have some staples I use all the time, and you know, a jackhammer, one of the most popular baits out there is a Clearwater shad with a smoking shad, razor shad on the back of it, all made by Z-Man. Really good bait when they're feeding on shad. But the rod that I'm using with that is a BJR 883. It's a rod with G. Loomis I helped design, and I'm really proud of it. It's a rod I love throwing a bladed jig on. Any of the chatterbaits, whether it's a jackhammer or Project Z. This is the rod I use, especially in open water. There's times I'll go with a little bit shorter one if I'm exclusively skipping docks and I want something that I can roll cast a little bit better with. But that rod loads really well, and you know, a lot of people struggle hooking them with a chatterbait. The blade on it has to essentially open for that has to come open and then hook the fish. So you want something that's fairly parabolic. I use a 7/4-to-1 reel. A faster reel is really important, and when you get a bite, it's hard to consciously do it, but you just start grinding as fast as you can. So many of those fish on that chatterbait are hooked in the cheek. You know, hooked really well where the whole bait's in their mouth still. Use a stiffer rod, it's going to be hooked outside the mouth, or fish just pull off. So in a chatterbait also, a lot of fish want to run at you, just go slack and you're winded, but that is really the best way to hook them. I use 15-pound Seaguar or Brazex most of the time. I use that in open water. Unless we get around a lot of cover, I'll go with 17. There's times for smallmouth I'll go with 12 though, and try to get it deeper too. But most of the time, 15-pound of Brazex, a really good line that has a lot of abrasion resistance. You're throwing that chatterbait around cover a lot, and that's my setup for the chatterbait. This is an IMX Pro. It comes in a NRX Plus also, depending on how sensitive you want the rod, how much money you want to spend on the rod, what your budget is, has a bearing on that. I really like the IMX Pro and the NRX Plus. I use them both. You definitely can tell a difference with the NRX Plus, but the IMX Pro is a great rod too.